Would you shut up and just push the button already?
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
It's the Wisey Translator on the Wise Guys Sports Show.
I'm forever unclean.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is the Wisey Translator. It is the best segment of the night because it is the last segment of the night. It is a time when James and I give each other names inside and outside of the sports world, and we give you the first thing that pops into our heads. It has given us some classic moments. It has given us some head-scratching moments. It has also given us the ability to fall over laughing and not recover. So, James, you're very rude. So, James, tonight, your first name and your name in tonight's Wisey Translator, excuse me. We talked about him on the phone the other day. UCLA head basketball coach Mick Cronin.
T2, you're gone.
That was amazing.
So for those of you who don't know, near the end of the UCLA Michigan State men's basketball game the other night, a game where Michigan State was blowing out UCLA by over 20. The second straight game UCLA was losing by over 20. A UCLA player hard fouled a Michigan State player with about, I want to say, 5.5 minutes to go. While he was going up for a dunk, he got called for a flagrant 2. Mick Cronin, the UCLA head coach, turns around and sends the player to the locker room. And Michael, do you want to actually say what Tom Izzo said after the game?
I don't remember what you said to me, but I know he said, didn't he say something about Mick being a good guy or something like that? I can't remember exactly what he said.
It was Mick apparently upgraded him to a flagrant 2.
That's right.
I mean, listen,
what do you
that's
got
the
for
kind
me?
of guy that Mick Cronin is. It's as a UCLA fan, I've been I've seen this several times before, even going back to their Final Four run in the COVID bubble. Where Cronin was before at Xavier. It's
That's where I
definitely
know him from.
something. It's definitely something I've come to expect over the years with Mick Cronin with his fiery tenure. I'm sorry, he was at Cincinnati before. I was actually thinking of Thad Matta. I was thinking of another Ohio coach that actually had gone on to a larger major conference school like that. But Thad Matta's another one that would do that. But I don't, I wouldn't. You gotta wonder what like Jim Herrick, Steve Lavin, or even the legendary John Wooden would have ever done something like that.
John Wooden's also the guy who was going to sit Bill Walton if he didn't get a haircut.
John Wooden also won 11 national championships. John Wooden can do whatever the hell he wanted to.
I'm not saying he didn't. I'm just saying.
Regardless of the wins record, he's still the greatest of all time. And it's not even, I mean, maybe, Coach Krzyzewski's in that conversation.
I think you have to go Wooden, Bobby Knight, and then Krzyzewski 3.
I think you got to put Krzyzewski above there because of how long he sustained it and the fact that he had 5
True.
national titles and Bobby Knight only had the 1.
Bobby had more than 1.
I think he had maybe 2, 3.
He had
tops.
2 or 3. Yeah, because I know he won the undefeated one we talked about because of Indiana winning undefeated in football. I know he won one with Isaiah. Bobby Knight also had 2 Olympic gold medals too as a coach.
That is true. Yeah, but Mike Krzyzewski also had a couple because remember he was the head coach of the Dream Team.
That was Chuck Daly.
The second one, I think. The Redeem Team.
It was.
You know what? He was the head coach of the Redeem Team. That was the LeBron,
Kobe, D Wade. When Kobe said he was running through Powell's chest. Yeah,
not close. He said he was running through Powell's fucking chest.
Fucking chest. Yes, he did. Yeah, I remember that now. Who you got for me, dude?
Michael, yours is not a name as opposed to an entity. and I'm gonna have to do a little bit of editing here on the back end, even more than usual. And I'm going to send you something, and I'm wondering if you've seen this. We talked about dysfunctional franchises earlier on in this show. Now we come into one of my favorite times is pre-draft, where teams are actually now starting to debut new looks. The Atlanta Falcons are going to have a new look before the draft. They're actually talking, sometime in March. I am wondering if you have seen this. It is the proposed leak of the new Tennessee Titans logo. I am sending this to you now. And this is Mike's live reaction.
Why does that look like a butt plug? It does. It looks like a butt plug. What the fuck is that?
I mean, they're going to have their first game in Sydney next year. Does that actually mean that, one of the ambassadors is going to be Angela White?
Never mind that shit. Who's going to yell crikey really loud when they see the fucking thing?
This leads me to one of the other conversations I wanted to have about this. What are your feelings seeing this with those Houston Oiler colors?
It's fitting with what they did to Houston.
See, the weird thing for me about this is that it's almost kind of sacrilegious because, and I'm not trying to draw the conversation of hockey, but it's the best example I can have. When the Winnipeg Jets went back to their name after moving from Atlanta, they didn't take the original Jets. The records and everything came with them, but all the history and everything and the logos and everything were owned by the Arizona franchise, who then abandoned those. And now Winnipeg's got that back to where they're able to wear those old WHA Dale Howard-Chuck era, the original Timu Solani type jerseys. The Charlotte Hornets, they were the Bobcats, and then they eventually went back to the Hornets altogether and got that whole history. This isn't anything. This isn't. You wouldn't see the the Memphis Grizzlies going back to black and teal like the Vancouver Grizzlies were. You wouldn't see, the Ravens wearing Browns colors, even though they get, I mean, for the sake that they gave those up. You're not going to see, I mean, who's another team? You're not going to see the Washington Nationals dress up like the Expos.
You're not going to see the Oklahoma City Thunder wear green.
Exactly. And that's something that I got into a little bit of a tiff with with somebody on Facebook. This isn't just a couple of throwbacks. This is a whole new identity. I mean, Houston's got their team. Houston could, if they wanted to. I mean, even though that the Oilers, the Titans own that Oiler lineage, so to speak, they didn't get the Browns, they didn't get the Browns deal when they had moved and everything, because that was actually after the Browns had come on, and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the difference being the way everything went down with Cleveland, and that not for nothing, Cleveland is a cornerstone franchise from the old NFL versus AFL days. Remember, they just let the records come back in. The Browns have what, 6, 7 championships that they
yeah,
now
I want to
count?
say 8.
It's you're right, it's 8. And this is borderline sacrilege.
It just feels dirty
It
when I
does.
actually when I see, like, there was a game in the NHL a few weeks before the Olympic break where the Hurricanes wore Hartford Whaler jerseys, and the Avalanche were wearing Nordique jerseys.
Okay, so relocated teams that throw back, I have no problem with that. None. I really don't. I have no problem with that. Because of course the Nordiques and the Whalers were, pretty old franchises and they moved because of reasons. I don't remember why Tennessee left Houston. We all know why Cleveland left. Art, you bastard. Yeah, this feels dirty. And the other
Yeah.
part of the joke is I did compare it to a butt plug, so it should feel dirty. But having
It's
said
just
that, yeah,
it also looks as much as we chastised it, it looks weird without the flames.
it does look weird without the flames. It almost looks like they're trying to merge the old logo and the one they used when Eddie George was there, because that looks really close to that one from that Super Bowl run with him and Steve McNair.
It kind of does, although there's going to be part of me that misses the Toronto Argonaut type uniforms as a fan of CFL football.
Yes. Yes, I remember Flutie.